I almost dropped my phone when I read the message. Stepmom, hey sweetheart. Riley found the perfect apartment in New York. She just needs a little help getting started. Send at least $73,000 so she can move in. Let me know when you've sent it. For a second, I thought it was a joke. Then another message popped up. Stepmom, hello? Can you send it today? She doesn't want to lose the apartment. I blinked at my screen, my stomach twisting. $73,000. Not a loan. Not a discussion. Just a demand. I exhaled sharply through my nose, putting down my coffee before I shattered the mug in my grip. I typed out a response. Me, are you joking? The reply came instantly. Stepmom, why would I joke? She's finally getting her dream. She just needs a little help from family. I was already dialing before the next text could come through. She answered on the first ring, voice dripping with fake excitement. Oh, honey. So exciting, right? Are you out of your mind? I snapped. You want me to just hand over 73 grand? A pause, then a sigh. Oh, don't be so dramatic. Dramatic? My voice sharpened. That's my money. I worked for it. Riley has never worked a real job in her life, and you want me to just, what? Fund her luxury lifestyle? You've been doing so well, she said smoothly. You bought a house, you have savings, this won't even make a dent in your life. Meanwhile, your sister is struggling. Struggling? I scoffed. She's had every opportunity to work. She doesn't want to. She wants a fresh start. Stepmom said, exasperated. And your father would have helped her. I gritted my teeth. There it was. The guilt trip. I was about to shut her down when she added, it's already done, sweetheart. I sent the money this morning. The air turned solid around me. My heart slammed against my ribs. You what? My voice was eerily calm. You weren't going to say yes, and I didn't want Riley to lose the apartment. So, I took care of it for you. I pulled my phone away from my ear, my hands shaking as I opened my banking app. $73,000, transferred. To Riley. From the joint account. The one my dad set up years ago. The one I forgot still existed. I stared at the balance. $121.34. That was all I had left. I felt my body go cold. I had worked years to save that money. It was supposed to be my safety net. It was supposed to be there for me, for emergencies, for my mortgage, for my future. And now it was gone. I put the phone back to my ear, gripping it so tightly my knuckles turned white. Put it back. Carla sighed like I was being annoying. Don't be ridiculous. I'm not joking. Put it back. Honey, it's already gone, she said, as if that was supposed to make me feel better. Riley needed to send the deposit immediately. These places don't wait forever, you know. That wasn't your money to take. It was in the joint account, she said, her tone shifting to fake innocence. It was family money. I clenched my teeth. That account was meant for emergencies, not for Riley's apartment. I needed that money. She scoffed. Oh, stop being dramatic. You have a job. You'll make it back in no time. I ended the call. I was done talking. I needed to act fast. If Riley hadn't fully closed on the apartment yet, there was a chance I could get the money back. I called her. No answer. I called again. Voicemail. Then a text popped up. Riley, I'm busy settling in. Don't bother me. I typed back. Me, you have 24 hours to return every cent. If you don't, I'm taking legal action. 3 dots appeared. Then they vanished. She read it. And ignored me. I called my bank's fraud department next. I explained everything, unauthorized transfer, joint account abuse, stolen money. The woman on the line was polite but firm. Since your stepmother was an authorized user, the bank considers it a valid transaction. I gritted my teeth. She emptied my account without my consent. I understand, she said, but legally, she had access. You can file a dispute, but it won't guarantee a reversal. I didn't have time for a maybe. I had to go after Riley directly. I spent the next 5 hours researching my options. The only way to force her to pay was to sue her. But I had another problem. I had no money left for legal fees. I checked my credit card. Maxed out. I needed another option. I called my bank again. This time, I asked about emergency loan options. They offered me a short-term personal loan with a 14% interest rate. It was a terrible deal. But I had no choice. I applied. Approved for $3,500. That would cover the lawsuit filing fee and process server costs. I called my lawyer, Daniel. After I explained everything, there was a pause. Then he asked, "Are you looking to settle this quickly, or do you want to pursue it fully?" I didn't hesitate. "She stole my entire savings," I said. "I want it all back." "Then let's get started," he said. "We'll file immediately." I felt a small wave of relief. It wasn't over yet, but I was ready for a fight. I sat staring at my phone, my bank balance still glaring back at me. $121.34. I was supposed to be fine. I had savings. I had a plan. But Carla took everything in a single transaction, and I was left with nothing. I called Riley again. Straight to voicemail. I sent another text. Call me. Now. Nothing. I opened my laptop and checked my mortgage account. Payment due. 5 days. I didn't have it. I tried to breathe, to think logically. The money was gone, but Riley hadn't fully closed on the apartment yet. Maybe I could stop it. I searched the transaction details. The money had been wired to Liberty Park Realty LLC. I looked them up, high-end properties in New York City. I called the number on their website. A woman answered. Liberty Park Realty, this is Melissa. I need to check on a wire transfer that was recently sent to your office. $60,000 from bank name. There was a short pause. And who are you in relation to this transaction? The person whose money was taken, I said. It was transferred without my consent, and I need to know if the purchase has been finalized. I'm sorry, but I can't release that information unless you're listed on the transaction, she said. I clenched my jaw. I just need to know if the purchase has gone through. I really can't discuss client transactions, she repeated. That was enough of an answer. If it had fully closed, she would have just said so. That meant Riley's deal was still in progress, but I had no legal right to interfere. I needed another way to pressure Riley. I called Carla. She answered immediately. Finally, she huffed. You have 24 hours to return every cent, or I'm taking legal action, I said. She actually laughed. Oh, honey, it's already gone. Riley needed this. You'll be fine. You have a good job. I don't care, I snapped. I needed that money for my mortgage. I'm already behind because of you. You'll figure something out. She sounded bored. I was done talking. I ended the call and went to my bank's fraud department. I explained everything: unauthorized transfer, stolen money, joint account abuse. The representative sounded polite but uninterested. Since Ms. Williams was an authorized user, the bank considers it a valid transaction, she said. I gritted my teeth. She emptied my account without my consent. I understand, but legally, she had access. You can file a dispute, but there's no guarantee of reversal. How long does that take? 60 to 90 days. I couldn't wait that long. I checked my credit card. Maxed out. I had no way to cover my mortgage. Riley and Carla didn't just steal from me, they put me in a situation where I could lose my home. I spent the next few hours researching my legal options. Suing Riley was the only way to force her to pay me back, but that would take months. And I had another problem. I had no money left for legal fees. I called my lawyer, Daniel. After I explained everything, there was a pause. Then he said, "This won't be fast, and it won't be cheap." I don't care, I said. What do we do? First, we file a civil claim against Riley for the stolen money. But since she spent it on real estate, we'll have to wait until she either sells or refinances before we can collect. That meant Riley had locked the money away where I couldn't touch it. What about Carla? I asked. She didn't keep the money, so we can't sue her for the full amount. But we can file a separate claim for unauthorized withdrawal. How much will this cost me? Court filing fees, process servers, and time. At least $5,000 upfront to get started. I barely had $100 to my name. I had no choice but to take out another loan. I applied for an emergency $7,500 personal loan. The interest was horrible, but I had no options left. The money hit my account, and I immediately sent $5,000 to Daniel. He filed the lawsuit that day. Then I called Riley again. No answer. I sent a text. Me, I hope the apartment was worth it. See you in court. 10 minutes later, Carla called. I let it go to voicemail. A minute later, a text popped up. Carla, you don't have to do this. We're family. I ignored it. 2 hours later, Riley finally texted back. Riley, you're seriously taking this to court? Me, yes. You stole from me. Riley, I don't have the money anymore. Me, not my problem. She read it, then went silent. 3 days passed. I expected more calls, more arguments. Nothing. Then, I got a past due notice from my mortgage company. If I didn't pay in 7 days, I'd start accumulating penalties. I had no way to cover it. I started looking into loan payment extensions, but the interest rates were brutal. I was falling into debt because of this. That's when I saw it. Riley's Instagram post. A picture of her standing in front of a luxury high-rise in New York, keys in her hand. Finally home. Dreams do come true. Hashtag New York living. I felt sick. She had my money, and she was showing it off like it was hers. I took a screenshot and sent it to Daniel. Me, can we use this? Daniel, absolutely. I spent the rest of the night gathering every piece of evidence, bank records, texts, screenshots of Riley bragging about her new life. The more I had, the stronger my case. Then, I made a decision. I was done playing nice. The next morning, I posted on Facebook. To everyone who knows Riley. If you're wondering how she suddenly afforded to move to New York, here's the truth. She stole $73,000 from me. She didn't work for it. She didn't earn it. She took every cent I had and left me broke. She thinks she can get away with it. But she's about to learn just how wrong she is. Within an hour, family, friends, and even Riley's coworkers were commenting. Some were shocked. Others were furious. And then, Riley called me. I let it ring. She called again. Then came the texts. Riley, WTF is wrong with you? Riley, take that post down right now. Riley, you're making me look bad. I smirked and typed back. Me, good. That's the point. She didn't respond. But I knew she was panicking. I had just made sure everyone knew exactly what she did. And things were about to get even worse for her. I waited. Riley didn't text again, didn't call. Carla was silent too. That meant they were scrambling. I checked Facebook again. My post had exploded. Over 100 comments. Some were from family, some from mutual friends, and a few from people I didn't even know. Aunt Lisa, wait. Riley stole from you? I thought she got some big promotion. Uncle Mike, that's disgusting. She was just bragging about her hard work last week. Riley's friend deleted not getting involved, but there's more to the story than this. Somebody else, New York's expensive. Hope she enjoys it while it lasts. I knew Riley saw it because she started deleting comments. Then she locked her profile. That wasn't enough to stop people from talking. Once it was out, it wasn't going away. At 11:32 p.m., I got a new message. Riley, you're making this worse than it needs to be. Take the post down and I'll figure something out. I responded immediately. Me, you had a chance to figure something out before you spent all my money. I'm not taking anything down until I get it back. Riley, you're being petty over money. Me, and you're being selfish for thinking I'd let you steal from me and get away with it. She left me on read. I checked my email. A new update from my lawyer. Daniel, we've officially served Riley in New York. She has 30 days to respond before we escalate to a default judgment. She couldn't ignore this forever. If she didn't respond, the court would automatically rule in my favor, and we could go after her legally enforced. At 2 a.m., another text from Riley. Riley, fine. I'll give you $10,000 now if you drop everything. That's all I can do. I stared at the screen. She thought she could bargain with me. She stole $73,000, and she was offering 10. Me, full amount or nothing. Final chance. No response. The next morning, Carla called. I let it go to voicemail. A minute later, another text. Carla, Riley is struggling. You need to let this go before you ruin her life over some stupid money. Me. She already ruined mine. And it's not some stupid money. It's my money. Carla, this is what family does? We help each other. Me. Funny how that only applies when Riley needs something. Blocked her. I was done listening. That afternoon, I got an email from Daniel. Daniel, Riley responded to the lawsuit. She's trying to fight it. But her lawyer is arguing financial hardship, which won't hold up since she literally just bought an apartment in New York. I smirked. She was trying to claim she couldn't afford to pay me back, but I had proof of her Instagram posts, expensive moving company payments, and real estate documents. I sent everything to Daniel. 3 days later, a new email. Daniel, good news. Riley's defense is weak. If she doesn't settle soon, we'll push for the maximum penalties, including asset liens. This was it. The moment she realized I wasn't bluffing. At 6 p.m., Riley finally cracked. Riley, I'll give you $25K. That's literally all I can do. Me, 73. Riley, I don't have 73. Me, then you shouldn't have spent it. She stopped responding again. I checked my mortgage account. Due in 2 days. I had to borrow money just to cover it because of her. At 10 p.m., a final email from Daniel. Daniel, we're moving forward with asset seizure. If she doesn't settle by the end of the week, we start the process to freeze her property. I sent Riley one last message. Me, you have until Friday. Then you lose everything. She read it. No response. She thought she could still win. She was wrong. Friday came, and Riley didn't respond. I checked my email first thing in the morning. Daniel had already sent an update. Daniel, filing for an asset lien today. Riley will be officially notified early next week. Once it's processed, she won't be able to sell, rent, or refinance the apartment until she pays the judgment. It was happening. She had ignored me, tried to bargain, and now she was about to lose everything she thought she had gained. At noon, Carla called again. I let it ring. Then another call. Then a voicemail. Listen to me, you don't understand what you're doing. The apartment is already in Riley's name. If you put a lien on it, she's stuck. She can't sell, she can't move, she won't have anywhere to go. Just let her pay you back in time and stop being so damn spiteful. She was still acting like Riley was the victim. As if I was punishing her instead of just taking back what was mine. I didn't care if she was stuck. That was her fault. An hour later, Riley finally texted. Riley, if I give you $30K today, will you drop this? Me, no. Riley, I don't have more than that. Me, then sell the apartment and pay me back. Riley, I can't. I signed a contract. I put everything into this. Me, you put my money into it. Now you can deal with the consequences. She didn't respond. By the afternoon, I got another email from Daniel. Daniel, we have court approval. The lien is being processed now. Once it's officially recorded, Riley won't be able to do anything with the apartment unless she settles with you first. She was legally trapped. That night, I checked Facebook again. Riley had reactivated her account and posted something new. Some people will do anything to ruin your life. Even your own family. The comments were mixed. Somebody, wait, isn't this about you stealing $73K? Riley's friend, not taking sides, but this is really messy. Aunt Lisa, Riley, you need to pay her back. Stop acting like you're the victim. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. Everyone already saw the truth. At midnight, Carla called again. I picked up this time. You need to fix this, she snapped. You don't understand the damage you're doing. You don't understand that I don't care, I said. She let out a frustrated breath. Riley's credit is about to be destroyed. She can't take out loans, she can't sell. She's about to be financially ruined because of you. I almost laughed. Because of me? I didn't steal $73,000. She did. Maybe she should have thought about all of this before blowing through someone else's money. She was desperate, Carla said. She just wanted a chance. She wanted an easy way out, I corrected. And she thought she could screw me over without consequences. Carla was quiet for a second. Then she lowered her voice. I'll give you 20 grand if you drop everything. I shook my head. I want every cent. That's impossible, she snapped. Riley doesn't have the full amount. Then maybe she should sell the apartment. She can't. That's not my problem. Carla let out a bitter laugh. Fine, do whatever you want. But if Riley loses the apartment, don't expect this family to ever forgive you. I hung up. I was done with the threats. 3 days later, I got another update from Daniel. Daniel, the lien is officially recorded. Riley legally cannot sell or profit from the apartment unless she settles the debt with you first. That same day, Riley texted me again. Riley, you win. I can't do this anymore. What do you want? Me. Full amount. 73,000. Riley, I don't have it. Me. Figure it out. Another day passed. Then, a new text from Carla. Carla, she's giving up the apartment. Are you happy now? It was over. Riley didn't have the money. She had no way to fight back. The apartment was getting taken from her, and she was losing everything. I didn't respond. A month later, the foreclosure process started. The bank took over the apartment, and Riley officially lost it. She moved back in with Carla. She never paid me back. But she lost everything she thought she won. And that was enough for me. A week after Riley lost the apartment, I got another text from Carla. Carla, you got what you wanted. Riley's back home. She has nothing left. I hope you're proud of yourself. I didn't reply. There was nothing left to say. Riley made her choices. She could have returned the money before it got this far. Instead, she ignored me, wasted it, and now she was living with Carla again, exactly where she started. I checked my bank account. The balance was still low. I was months behind where I should have been. Because of her, I had to take out high-interest loans just to cover my bills. My mortgage was safe for now, but I'd be paying off debt that never should have existed. Riley didn't just take my savings, she stole my financial security. Daniel sent me an email with the final court ruling. Daniel, the foreclosure has been finalized. Riley is officially removed from the property. She no longer owns anything connected to the case. She lost the apartment, but she didn't pay a cent back. That part still pissed me off. She got punished, but I didn't get my money. Carla's silence told me she wasn't planning to help, either. They were just going to pretend like none of this ever happened. 2 weeks passed. Then I got a call from my bank. Hello, this is Jennifer from First National Bank. I wanted to follow up on your fraud claim from last month. I sat up straight. I had almost forgotten about that. I already got denied, I said. They said Carla was an authorized user. Jennifer hesitated. There's been a development. Since you submitted additional evidence showing that the transaction wasn't for a mutual expense, we're reviewing the case again. We may be able to classify it as a misuse of funds rather than an authorized transfer. I had no idea what that meant, but I wasn't about to argue. So, what happens now? The case has been reopened. If it's approved, we may be able to recover a partial refund. It's not guaranteed, but I wanted to keep you updated. It wasn't everything, but it was something. I thanked her and hung up. I didn't say anything to Carla or Riley. If I got any money back, I didn't want them to know. They'd just find another excuse to ask for it. Another month passed. I focused on paying down my debt, slowly fixing the damage Carla and Riley had caused. Then I got an email from my bank. Jennifer, your fraud case has been approved for partial reimbursement. A refund of $32,000 will be deposited into your account within 5 to 7 business days. I stared at the screen. $32,000. It wasn't all of it, but it was enough to fix my credit, pay off my debts, and rebuild some of my savings. I checked my account obsessively until the money appeared. Then, I got a text from Riley. Riley, I know you got some money back. You don't need all of it. Can you send me anything? She had to be joking. Me, you stole $73,000 from me. No. Riley, you're so selfish. I lost everything. Me, not my problem. She didn't respond. Carla called the next day. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. You're really not going to help her? After everything? She made a mistake, but she's still your sister. She stopped being my sister the moment she thought her future was more important than mine. I blocked both of them. 3 months later, I heard from a cousin that Riley had moved out of Carla's house. She had to get a job for the first time in her life. She was renting a small apartment in some random town, nowhere near New York. I didn't care where she was. I was done with her. I had my life back. And I wasn't wasting another second on people who never gave a damn about me.